Hello, my friend. You say to me you find it hard to look after yourself because you don't really take yourself seriously and you don't really ever get a full sense of who you are or what you are or whether it matters how you live or what you do. It is as if you're out of touch with yourself, as if other people are more real, more substantial, more alive than you have ever felt. It is as if you are trying to fake being like other people and pretend to be the way you imagine them to be. So, my friend, what that means is that you have a kind of lack of relationship with yourself as a person, as you would with any other person, except this person that you are is always with you, is always close to you. So you're actually really neglecting your intimate relationship with who you are. And you also lack in objectivity about yourself. So you both lack in subjective contact and closeness and tenderness and appreciation. And you also lack in having an external kind of objective image of yourself. Or when you do, as you say, it is often distorted and you are afraid that you're not good enough in many ways. But that idea of not being good enough just comes from you not really looking at yourself very carefully or not appreciating yourself at all. Because if you do, then you will notice many more things about you than you think you know about yourself. You will start to become more real to yourself. When you start to observe yourself both in your inner thoughts and in an objective way, describing yourself to yourself, realizing what kind of body you have, what kind of age you are, exactly as you would if you were writing a character in a book. When you start to do that, you become aware that there's a lot more to you than you normally assume. Because normally you allow yourself to just be transparent. You become like a camera, like a mechanical camera that takes images and pictures of the world and the people around you, but that cannot have a regard on itself, that cannot have an image of what it looks like, because it doesn't matter. It's only a camera. And so, by doing that, you create this kind of false image of yourself, because you're not seeing yourself in the same way in which you see other people. So if you get filmed when you're with other people and you look at it later and you see yourself amongst other people, that would be a good start, especially if you could stop criticizing yourself and just look at yourself as one of the people amongst the many. And you would see that you are a character, that you are a presence in the world, and that you bring a lot of specific things to that world. it might make it much clearer to you in what ways you are an asset to the world, in what ways your presence adds something to the company you keep. It is good to get an external image of yourself in that way, which is always much more precise if it is on film than it is on a picture where you can pose much more, or if it is you looking at yourself in the mirror where you never see yourself like other people see you at all. So practicing seeing yourself in an objective way can be very, very good, especially if you combine it with practicing listening to yourself on the inside too. So you are coming at it from two directions. You're expanding your subjectivity and you're also expanding your objective view of who you are too. This makes you a little bit like a sports person, an athlete, who will be studying filmed images of themselves running or jumping or swimming or doing whatever it is they do in order to see how they might improve themselves. And this is what you'll start to do if you stop criticizing yourself and you stop being so incredibly sensitive and unwilling to watch yourself or listen to yourself in a recording. You will see that as a body, as a person amongst others, as an individual, as a character, the way you come across can be altered and changed and will be altered and changed automatically as you transform and grow older over the years. But it is also a really fascinating way to connect to seeing this life in you that you get out of touch with, to see this potential in you, to see this possibility of vitality and engagement in you, and to come to appreciate how much room for improvement there is in that, and how much more you could connect to yourself, both inside and outside of yourself. How you can basically take charge of this life that is yours and this person that you are, or are becoming, because we're always constantly altering and transforming and growing and learning, to actually take charge of that process and take ownership of it. I think of that as the moment you take stewardship for your life. It is a bit as if you were acquiring a piece of land with a wood on it, or a house, or any kind of alive, important possession that isn't exactly yours forever, but that you will look after to the best of your abilities and that you will tend to with care. Because that is in fact the situation, my friend. It's not so much about you or the image of you. It's about the reality that you're not aware of right now. The reality that you are in charge of this amazing adventure that is you, this whole lifetime of who you are, this entire process of who you are, this being that you shine through you. So you are in fact the steward of being itself. You are one of the many shepherds and shepherdesses of life, as philosopher Heidegger would say. So to shepherd your life and to steward the being that flows through you, you need to set aside your concerns about you as an individual and start taking seriously your responsibility as the creative person who is capable of sculpting this entity that you are in such a way that it comes out of itself. It comes into the world in a much more full and revitalized manner. So you're neither just subjective or objective about yourself once you step into that role of owning your life and taking responsibility for your life. You also accept the fullness of being that at that point becomes your privilege. For that is what it is, my friend. This force of being that flows through you is a privilege for you to make something of. And that is what I hope you are learning to do. And I hope that this gives you joy and a renewed sense of what human existence is really about. So take care of that life that has been entrusted to you, my friend, and make it into something that is vibrant and alive and that is deeply, deeply satisfying and worthy of who you are.